Welcome, everybody. My name is Minnie, Alaniz, Nutrition Coordinator. Today we will be covering nutrition on the brain, covering 1302.44, child nutrition 0 to 5, CACFP requirements, and of course our civil rights training. I am with Nueces County Community Action Agency. Joining me today will be
Ms. Jasmine Romero, Quality Assurance Monitor.
Our mission statement for Nueces County Community Action Agency is NCCAA works with partners to apply comprehensive strategies to eliminate the causes of poverty for people of Nueces County. Our training objectives for today, we will cover civil rights, performance standards, CACFP required training, meal counts and organizational log, mealtime is family time, meal patterns, CACFP key concepts, in the kitchen, CACFP required forms. Child nutrition performance standards. First of all, make sure that we have safe drinking water available to children during the program day. Our payment sources. A program must use funds from USDA, Food, Nutrition, and Consumer Services child nutrition programs as the primary source of payment for meal services. Early Head Start and Head Start funds may be used to cover those allowable costs not covered by the USDA. We must follow all policies and procedures from CACFP to keep in compliance. CACFP required training record keeping. Documents must be kept for 3 to 5 years. This includes our daily, monthly, weekly forms, which is our meal production records, meal count records, enrollment records for each child, financial documents, site applications, procurement records, training documentation, all CACFP documents, reimbursement system, claiming percentage, and administrative fee. As of right now, for 2019 to 20, breakfast $1.84, lunch $3.41, and snack 94 cents. We are awaiting for the change for 2021 reimbursement. CACFP required training, claims, and reimbursement. To submit a claim, the following information is needed. So we are needing total enrolled participants, number of participants in each eligibility category. For us, Head Start and Early Head Start, we all fall under the free category. Meal counts and attendance numbers. Reimbursement is based on the number of each type of meal served and the current reimbursement rates. For Nueces County, we do receive reimbursement for breakfast, lunch, and snack, PM snack. Late claims that are received after 60 days of the last claim day might be subject to a penalty. Adjusted claims to amend any information submitted in a claim.
We are now going to cover some of the CACFP documents. So our meal count example. When a child is absent, please write the word absent across the row for that day. When a child has entered or new to your class, write the letter E in the AT block for that day. When a child has dropped from the program, write the word dropped across the row. When a child has transferred or transitioned to a center or classroom, write the word transfer across that row. Once the child is no longer in your classroom, please remove their name from the H1535, which is your daily meal count. Indicate on the form holidays, early release days, center, classroom closures, or any other agency events. This is what your daily meal count and attendance record looks like, which is your H1535. You complete the attendance and meal counts daily at the point of meal service. The point of meal service is when the participants have received a credible meal, and it is turned in at the end of every month for report and claim. So here's an example of the H1535. You can see we have the E's for the entry date. You're going to mark with an X for your breakfast, lunch, and snack. You have the word absent across, the word transfer across, any early release days you have dropped, and then let's say this child, the 5th child, transferred in the middle of the week, just go ahead and just put a line through it so that we know that that child is no longer there. And then of course you have an agency event or a holiday at the end. You're going to tally down your numbers and make sure that everything is correct, and make sure that you have the dates and it is completely filled out. So here's an organizational example. Children are listed alphabetical order by last name. The drop dates should not be a date on the weekend. This date will not reflect dates on Child Plus. They're updated monthly. Your transfer date, you place the date on the first line, the center room on the second line. And please only email signed organizationals to me if you are going to email them. And we wanted to do something a little bit helpful for you guys. So we highlighted the dropped and transfer children's, and that's just to help you keep track of the children that are dropped and transferred. Here is a sample I went ahead and created for you guys. Your class entry date. This is the day that the child received his first meal or her first meal in your classroom. And then if you look over to the transfer date, I have the classroom and then the day that they transferred. And then your drop date, I have the day that they dropped, and I have them highlighted. So your drop dates are going to be highlighted in this orange accent 6 at 60%. And then your transfers are going to be highlighted in olive accent 3 at 60%. And like I said, this is just to help you guys and to help us when it comes to checking our meal counts to make sure that these children were dropped or transferred.
Mealtime is learning time. Children need to know what to expect at mealtime. Based off performance standards, family style is our main practice. But due to COVID-19, we will not be practicing family style until further notice. But I'm still covering it. Food is served in serving bowls, and children pass the bowls and serve themselves. Pleasant educational conversation with our children should be going on during meal service. Teaching staff eat with the children at all times. There will be spills. Have children help clean their spills. Accidents happen. Cafeteria style will be practiced for early Head Start and Head Start. Cafeteria style will be at the beginning of the school year, and this is due to COVID-19. Staff will serve out the appropriate portion size on each plate due to COVID-19 until further notice. Staff must remember to wear gloves and hair nets during meal service.
Here are some key concepts in CACFP. Meal counts must be recorded at the point of meal service. Meal service begins at the time indicated for each meal. Do not begin your meals before that time. Be patient with your children. New foods take time for children to try. Offer new foods many times. Remember, accidents will happen. Once the food is on the tables, children can begin to eat. Do not have your children waiting at the table for everyone to sit down. CACFP meal patterns. CACFP meal patterns are built using 5 food components. Our menus must include credible foods, the right foods, the right amount, at the right time. Our breakfast cereals must contain no more than 6 grams of sugar. Yogurt must contain no more than 23 grams of total sugar per 6 ounces. and the USDA CACFP requires at least 1 serving of grains each day. And you'll notice on our menus, we have that little grain check mark, and that's just to indicate that it is a whole grain. So here's an example of our ages 3 to 5 breakfast. We have our half cup serving of whole grains, our half cup of fruit, and then our 3/4 cup of unflavored milk. And here's another example, and this is for your 1 to 2 years. You have your 1/4 cup of peaches, 1/4 cup of your grains, and then your half a cup of milk. The word on whole grains. Whole grains are an important source of vitamins and minerals and are the top source of fiber. They play an important role in positively impacting our health by lowering the risk of heart disease, preventing obesity and aiding in weight management, providing healthy antioxidants to combat cancer. Whole grain contains all parts of the grain kernel, which includes the bran, the germ, and the endosperm. And this little picture on your left is an example of a whole grain. To continue on the word on whole grain, there are a few ways to determine if the grain product is whole grain rich. And this is how I determine whether the whole grain items on our menu are whole grain. The food is labeled as whole wheat. Food and Drug Administration approved whole grain health claim is on its package. Whole grains are listed as the first ingredient on the ingredients list, or second after water, and the next 2 grains are whole or enriched grains, bran, or germ. This is also called the rule of 3.
Program updates. Children brush their teeth after breakfast only. But due to COVID-19, we will not be practicing toothbrushing until further notice.
What is monitoring? Monitoring is an assessment of the facility program operation, and it is required program oversight activity. It allows to assess the ability of child and adult care facilities to adequately plan, prepare, document, and serve reimbursable meals. The purpose of monitoring is to ensure the facility complies with CACFP requirements. And there are 3 types of monitoring. You have pre-approval visits, compliance review, and the follow-up review. There must be 3 on-site visits, 1 announced and 2 unannounced. And I go out 3 times a year and I monitor your classrooms. In the kitchen, please file away the menu changes that are provided to you by the kitchen. Please don't place supply requests inside the white boxes. Sometimes they get wet and they're dirty and the kitchen has trouble reading them. If your classrooms are going to be combined, notify the kitchen ASAP so that way we don't send a lot of food to you guys. When early release, leave caddies and boxes outside for the driver to pick up so that way they don't stay overnight in your classrooms. You must inform the kitchen of children leaving your facility early for PPCD. That way we're able to get their food to the center on time before they leave. And then continue to call in your lunch counts daily to this number that's provided here. Continuing in the kitchen, do not store any paper goods in the fridge. The fridge is for CACFP food only. It can really damage our refrigerators if we keep our paper goods in there. Staff should record on the temperature logs daily in the morning when you walk into your classroom. And all service carts should be placed next to or outside before and after your meal service. This prevents the drivers from having to walk into the classrooms and to avoid any accidents.
Required CACFP forms for birth to 5 Head Start. No red ink or white out is to be used on CACFP forms. Child and adult care food parent notification document. Form is done at enrollment by family advocate. First day present /date. This is when the child is in the classroom for the first time, teaching staff will enter date on form. When a child has dropped, input date of termination on that section. Also, if a child is coming back into the same classroom, same center, you can use second year. If that child is coming back for the third year with the same center, same classroom, you can use third year. For anything else, you must use this form, new. All the top part must be filled out at all times. CACFP Infant Feeding Preference Form. Form is done at enrollment. Classroom staff will follow up. Birth to 5 months, 6 to 11 months. Example, if enrolled at 3 months, then staff will follow when infant turns 4 months, and etc. Parent signs at enrollment and then initials at follow-ups. Special dietary needs. So we follow minimum standards 746.3311. Must have a written approval from a physician or registered or licensed dietitian in the child's record. Performance standards 1302.42 B4, 1302.44 A1, and 1302.47 B4D. We must accommodate children with special diet allergies and medical disability accommodation. CACFP 04113, meal verifications. Allergy and anaphylaxis emergency plan. Form is completed at enrollment and or when needed by family advocates. Must be signed by a physician and parent or guardian. Every section must be filled out or indicated NA, not applicable. Nutrition department receives a copy. Original is placed in child's folder. The allergy and anaphylaxis form is only good for 1 year. Must obtain new one yearly. This form is utilized for any child that is needing an EpiPen in place due to a severe allergic reaction.
This is the back of your anaphylaxis form. The child's name, the day of the plan, additional instructions and contacts, and this box provided is where they're going to put any substitutions or modifications due to their allergy, just to make sure that everything is completely filled out. Also, if you can put the room number and the center that this child is from, you can go ahead and indicate it on the back of this form or on the front. Here is our IHCP, our Individualized Healthcare Plan for Special Dietary Needs. This is going to be a new updated form, and it's going to be double-sided. I went ahead and included some check boxes just to make it easier for some of our physicians and our parents. It must be signed by the physician and a parent or guardian. This form is also completed at enrollment or when it's needed by the family advocates. Every section must be filled out. And for example, if it's not applicable, please put NA or none. The nutrition department receives a copy. The original is placed in the child's folder. And IHP is only good for 1 year, so you must obtain a new one annually. This form can also be used for parents to document religion preferences, and it's the same thing and is only good for 1 year. I also went ahead and put center and room number at the top, so that way you guys don't forget to put room numbers for these children. This is the back side. Like I said, it's double-sided, and this is just a section that I wanted to put back here for notes. If there's any notes that you'd like to put on or any notes that I need to document on here. So this is a special dietary list form that I create monthly for all the centers. You have to have copies, updated copies of this on your refrigerator inside a manila folder that I've created. So each month I'll send you a new one with new added children on there or updated diets. If any changes take place or I need to change anything on this form, please notify me as soon as possible and I'll make the changes, and then the new one will go out the following month. But this is basically, we'll have all the children that have diets in the center. You'll have their name, the food allergen or their intolerance, the date of the IHCP, and then your substitutions and modifications. So here's the daily meal count production record for infants birth to 5, and this is also a fairly new form that we started last year. This form is used to document infant meals served daily. The form is done daily by teaching staff. It's turned in monthly to the nutritional department, and each section must be completely filled out. And please don't use red ink or whiteout on this form either. So you have your breakfast, lunch, and snack. You're going to place the name of the child, their age. Menu will be pre-filled out. And where it says food items used is where you're going to document the type of formula or breast milk this child is on. So, for example, right there you would write Similac Advanced if that is what the infant is drinking. You'll put a check mark next to IFIF. And then your quantity prepared is how much you prepared for that child. So if you prepared the 6 ounces for this child, but they didn't drink it all, you are going to put 6 ounces because that is how much you guys offered them. Now at the bottom, you'll see planned participants, 0 to 5 and your 6 to 11. So that's like your enrollment. So let's say you have 3 0 to 5 babies, but on your daily meal count for that day, you only show 2. Well, that tells me that only those 2 ate, or maybe you had one absent, or maybe one didn't come in for breakfast. So those numbers might not match the names that you have on there. And then of course you have your required food components for your birth to 5 and your 6 to 11. This is the back page to your daily meal count production record for infants. Same concept, you're going to put their name, their age, menu will be pre-filled out for you. And then you have your milk component, your grain and your meats, your fruit and your vegetable, and that's under the food items used. You're going to completely write out every meal item component that you give them that day. So if for your grain you gave them oatmeal, go ahead and write out the word oatmeal. Milk, their formula, write out Similac Advanced, Similac Sensitive. And then where it says quantity prepared is how much you offer them. So if the menu says 4 to 6 ounces of milk and you prepared 6, then you're going to write 6 ounces. If the grain says to give them 4 tablespoons of the grain, then that's what you're going to put right there in the quantity prepared. Just make sure that every section at the very top is completely filled out as well.
This here is your meal production record where we're going to document about the juice and milk. So for preschool, picture mark 500 ml is 3 servings of the 3/4 cup of milk. Picture mark 16 ounce is 4 servings of the 1/2 cup of juice. Picture mark 16 ounce is a 4 servings of 1/2 cup milk for snack. For our toddlers, 1 to 2 years of age, picture mark 16 ounce is 4 servings of 1/2 cup milk for breakfast, lunch, and snack. Picture mark 16 ounce is 8 servings of juice. This must be done on a daily basis to comply with the CACFP. This form here is the menu change notice form. Menu change notice is used when there is a change in the menu. Place behind the menu posted on your refrigerator. Menu change notice is provided to the classrooms by the kitchen staff. This is the fridge, freezer, temperature, and maintenance checklist. Form is documented on daily by teaching staff upon arrival to the center. Must document refrigerator temperature and the freezer temperature. This has to be done daily. Form is turned in monthly to the nutrition department. This is really important because we need to make sure that our refrigerators are in operation and food and milk do not get spoiled. We must remember that we must keep hands clean with good hygiene. We must wash our hands before every meal. Of course, wash your hands all day long, but before every meal, it is really important. Sanitizing, minimum standard 746123. Sanitizing, you must follow these steps in order. A, wash with water and soap. B, rinse with clear water. C, spray on a disinfecting solution for at least 2 minutes. And D, allow the surface to air dry. These bottles will be sent out to all classrooms and they will be labeled A through C. Civil rights video, required annually, required for all staff. Click on the link below, watch civil rights training video. Then you take a quiz and print out certificate. If you do not have a printer, you can save your certificate. Take civil rights training after you complete this PowerPoint training. The website is below. So to complete our training, we're going to go over the post-test. Number 1, it is a requirement that all staff receive civil rights training yearly. This is true. Number 2, the primary source for meal service payment is USDA Food, Nutrition, and Consumer Services. True. Number 3, whole grain plays an important role in positively impacting our health. True. The CACFP notification form is completed at enrollment. True. Number 5, daily meal count attendance form H1535 is completed at the point of meal service. And this is also true. So to complete this training, I just want to leave you with something in mind. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. And this is by Benjamin Franklin. Thank you.